But I keep being torn, caught up by all my demons, lost without that love, and I'm a slave to...
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of On the Line Life Stories, where I will be interviewing incredible individuals affiliated with Aston Villa in some way about their life stories. And today I'm joined by Corey Gibbs. Corey is a fantastic young footballer who plays for the Aston Villa Ability Counts, and we're going to be talking about the organisation itself. Aston Villa Ability Counts, we're talking about his future aspirations within football, the Second City Derby, and his allegiance regarding their team he does support. So, Corey, how are you, mate?
I'm good, thank you. Yourself?
I'm really good, thank you. So, you're a massive football fan. We can see that on social media. So, let's talk about the origin of your admiration for football. At what age were you introduced to the sport, and what are your earliest memories of you participating in football-related activities?
It was around about 6, 7 or 8, I think it is. I went to my first football game, being Birmingham City versus Chelsea. I remember,
big game.
I was at school and my mate invited me down, saying if I wanted to come down with him. And I was like, yeah. So obviously being Birmingham City, it was a good, being Birmingham City fan.
Yeah, so you immediately talk about your friend there inviting you to the game. And throughout the time you've been involved in football, I imagine your social skills have grown in confidence, being that you can make more friends now due to the fact that you've possessed those skills through playing the sport.
Yeah, I think my social skills have got better, to be honest. In a way, I could speak to someone and I'd get a little nervous, but not as much as I used to.
So let's talk about Aston Villa Ability Counts. How did this opportunity come around?
I used to go to a little club, and I think I was there, and a person who still plays for the Ability Counts, she brought the idea around, like how she plays for it, and I didn't care about the club back then, what club I went to play football for. I just jumped at the chance, to be honest, and I asked her to get in touch with the manager, to get in touch with me, and she said, Mum said, the manager don't mind me coming down for a first training session and that, and then from then I think I was only supposed to, I was only meant to stay there for 2 weeks, not stay there, but that's how I was going to go, 2 training sessions, see how it went, and I've ended up staying there for about 5 seasons so far.
Did you feel nervous at all? Because first of all, did you have experience playing football potentially at an amateur level? And because you're going to a fantastic organisations such as the Aston Villa Ability Counts, where the level of performance that you have to play to is that the bar is raised higher than it has been ever before. So did that test your emotions? Did you become nervous when playing these first few sessions at all?
Yeah, because when I first went, I didn't have training kit, so I went in my Blues kit.
Oh, you've got balls.
So it's nervous straight there, because obviously being at Villa and having a Blues kit on, it's everyone knows each sport, and you just have banter from there then.
Yeah. So in some way then, you wearing that kit, the divide between Villa and Blues, that kind of helped you gain or make more friends then on the first session? Yeah,
I think they introduced me to the rest of the football lot, and from the first session I got banter, obviously being a Blues fan, but at the time there was a coach, and he was a Blues fan as well, so it was Blues.
He had your back.
Tradition. Yeah.
So you've been at the club for a long time now. We were talking beforehand, you've been at the club for several years. So for a normal player within the Ability Counts organisation at Aston Villa, what's a normal week like for you?
I think because obviously having school as well, it's you've got a contract in school, but then when it comes to training nights, I think I'll just buzz in on the day. I couldn't wait to get on the pitch and start playing football.
So I was talking to Connor Sherry a few months ago about the Aston Villa Ability Counts, And he was talking that because he's been at the within the organisation for many years now, he's looking to move into coaching and helping younger players nurture them into great footballers. So has he helped you at all? And again, what is he like as a person on and off the pitch?
Kind of shows a great leader, to be honest. Because I was at 13, 14, I was told like to go and train with the older, like under 16s. Next time, me being like 13, 14, so you was going against stronger players. And players like when I first started joining, I didn't know. So he kind of took me under his wing and like helped me develop like with older players. So he was always there, no matter what, for me.
So again, I've emphasised in the last question how many games you have played for the Aston Villa Ability Counts, but what has been some of your favourite moments?
We got to the final at St George's Park.
Wow.
Unfortunately, we lost in the semis because obviously it was a final of the tournament, so we had lots of semis and all that as well. So we got knocked out in the semis. I've played my first ever like out experience was going to Man City training ground.
Wow.
And I was actually like people there were saying how good I was at football, and like cause obviously because there was loads and loads of teams there. So it was a bit like we come up against Man City, Huddersfield, Tottenham, and to be honest, I scored a good bunch of goals there. So and then I've also played at Carrington last summer.
Okay.
Man United training ground.
Yeah.
And recently, in November 2019, I played at Molineux, the home of Wolverhampton.
Yeah.
So and scored, to be honest. So.
So for a kid of your age to be playing in these grand football stadiums and training facilities, I imagine it's a fantastic experience.
Yeah, it is, to be honest. You just can't believe it. Like when the manager first says it, it don't seem real. But like when you like arrive outside there and just thinking you're going to be playing there, it's just amazing.
So have you? I'm just curious here. Have you met any potentially celebrities regarding professional footballers or managers through playing football within the Ability Counts scheme?
I was at Man City, my first one, and Julian Lescott was there.
Oh wow!
Yeah, he was beating. He was like interviewing people, and it was also like I can't remember the other person's name. And like Molineux, it was just like loads of players. I was walking past Grealish, Ruben Neves, Jimenez, like them kind of players.
That's
and
fantastic.
I also, in the training holiday, like we were going about 2 years ago. We was actually Callum O'Hare come down to the training to have us train and teach us his aspects on the game and what he does in situations of playing football.
I imagine these fantastic professionals coming down to your training sessions, meeting them in person, gives you great confidence going into the future. Yeah,
like with them teaching us like what they do, like you sort of like you get them like to get advice off them in what to do in like situations, like you improve off what they do, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. So on the subject of, I said we were talking about Conor Sherry and he wants to go into management now. I know you've got many years left in you regarding playing football. Do you potentially want to stay at Aston Villa Ability Counts? Do you want to move to another club in the future? And once you've officially retired, do you want to stay within the footballing profession?
I want to stay at Villa for another couple of years, about 2 to 3 years. And then obviously being a Blues fan, I want to go on to play for Blues and play with the team I love.
That's fair enough.
So, and then possibly when I do come out of football, probably go into management and teaching younger kids with the same ability as I've been taught, like the way I've been taught, like teaching them how I played with things and that.
Now, what you do, you're currently playing for Aston Villa Ability Counts, but we have to talk about your allegiance regarding the team you support. You support a little team called Birmingham City. So I have to say it. How much money did they pay you to support them? A lot.
No.
A lot. Come on. Be truthful.
It was I don't know, I was just bored to like support Blues. Like obviously my dad being a Blues supporter, like he said, if you ever be a Villa supporter, I'll chuck you at the house.
Oh, strong statement. Jeez.
But then
So, passionate fan base then regarding your family.
Yeah, half of them are Villa and half of them are Blues.
Mm.
So it's like when they verse each other, you get like messages like off each team. It's like, oh my god.
Just in general, I imagine during these days when Villa do play Blues, in some ways, at the end of the day, your relationship with your family grows ever stronger because you're constantly in contact with one another.
Yeah, I think on match days, obviously, normally we are like, obviously, being at Villa, like we have my family have like jokes with one and each other. So it's like some people like that I'm playing for Villa, and some people don't like it in my family. But at the end of the day, to me, it's a football team where you can develop your skills and your social skills. So at the end of the day, I don't care what they say.
What are your thoughts been? Let's look at the both senior sides of Aston Villa and Birmingham City. What are your thoughts been on both of the teams this season? Because in the Premier League and the Championship, respectively, both teams have been flirting around the relegation zone.
Yeah, I think at the end of the day, like Villa have bought non-experienced Premier League players. So the first thing when you go to the Premier League, like your first objective is like to stay up. So you'd bring Premier League
Players such
experience
like
players,
Gary Cahill, if you like, who have that Premier League experience. I completely agree with you.
like, and the leadership as well.
Yeah, completely agree.
Like Gary Cahill, not like James Milner as well, like who have been around the Premier League for years and know how it goes and that.
So looking, bear in mind that you are a Birmingham City fan, looking at them for now, what are your thoughts of, what have your thoughts been of them? Because how long have you been a Birmingham City fan for now?
16 years.
16 years, that's fantastic. So, but in fairness, have you seen your fair share of fantastic football compared to rubbish football and Premier League, the Championship, to playing these fantastic derby fixtures? I imagine you've seen a lot.
Yeah, my first big experience was going to Wembley in 2011, and like it was big to see Blues lift their only trophy so far that I've like lived, like that I've experienced. Because as you know, they probably lift about one trophy.
I can't help smiling. I'm sorry.
So like I want to win more, but I can't see it happening in the next few years with the owners we've got and them not pumping money into our club.
But in fairness, to be fair, due to this matter of the owners not wanting to pump money into the club and them not being very cooperative, you get players such as Jude Bellingham who have excelled within the first team and have gone on to make a fantastic transfer move to Borussia Dortmund. So it does show that despite the club being in disarray, if you like, you're still able to produce these quality talents. Yeah,
we've got quite a few talents coming through. Obviously, lots of Jude Bellingham, who's just recently moved to Borussia Dortmund, like you said. We've got his younger brother, Job Bellingham, Jaden Reed, Nico Gordon. So it's talents like them coming up, Odin Bailey, who like, in the future could see like making the first team a regular, playing regular games for us.
Yeah, and the position within the club that is vital for where nurturing these players is the position of the manager. And of course, at the time of recording, Birmingham City's managing position is vacant. So who would you like to see take on that role? Because at the moment, there's been rumours of potentially managers such as Anton Karanka and Chris Hughton taking the role. But who do you want at the club?
To be honest, I want Chris Hughton personally. I think he's a great manager. He's coached us before, so like he knows about the Blues. I think obviously him being like, no disrespect for like him being like English and most of the players like understanding him.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
So the tactics will be easy to understand.
Yeah.
Where like, I would talk Ranker. I think if it comes to that, I'd like him to be a Blues manager.
And then
I think he's good in the tactics and that.
And he's, of course, he's experience as well at Forest and Middlesbrough. But you've got other managers potentially in contention, like the Cowley brothers. If I'm not mistaken, they brought Lincoln up through the leagues and tried at Huddersfield and surprisingly got sacked. Could you potentially see them in contention, or do you not think that they could stand managing Birmingham City?
I think now they've come out of management, I think that's be another name on there. in contention for coming to Blues.
Mm.
Another one being Nigel Pearson.
Yeah.
Obviously, you're recently getting
Ridiculous decision.
Well, yeah, sacked from Watford.
Mm.
So that just add to the speculation around who would become manager.
So we
There's more
talked.
names.
I agree. So we talked about the Birmingham City side of things. We talked about the Aston Villa side of things. So let's put the two teams together. And of course, both teams are involved when it comes to the second City derby. And we were talking beforehand about your experiences attending these games. But one experience, your first experience, in fact, that you highlighted me was during the League Cup encounter between both sides. Please tell us more.
I was young then, so like rivalry I didn't know much about. But like obviously when you got half your family in Villa, half in Blues, like you kind of like get into the rivalry.
Yeah.
I remember when it was first being drawn, I was sat at my mates. And like when the first being drawn, I was like, Mum, can I go? And she was like, well, my mum and dad. I was like, can I go? And then she was like, you're a bit too young like, to be going to football because like with all the hooliganism, however you say, hooliganism.
It's improved in recent years, but I get your point where when these two massive clubs come together, then that can occur.
Yeah. So it went from there, to be honest. And then I remember when I was sitting with my mates again, like the same person. My mum came in and said, you can go to the Villa Blues game as long as you stay with your brother. And because obviously he's a lot older than me, he's turned like 32, 31 this year.
Wow.
So he's a mad Blues fan. So my dad let me go with him because obviously to keep safe and that. I was having an older brother.
So finally, let's look at potentially the futures of both clubs. We've seen Aston Villa are, as well as Birmingham City in their respective leagues, flirting around the relegation zone. They brought, as you said, not much Premier League experience and could potentially be playing City next season in the Championship. But regarding Birmingham City, they sold a great asset of theirs in Jude Bellingham. They've got money now to potentially lure a manager in with experience and could potentially fight for the promotion places next season. Where do you see both clubs heading towards next season?
I think Aston Villa will, I think they'll just come down on the last day, depending on other results. But I think they'll give them a big fight to stay in the league. But I don't think the results go their way for them to stay in. But I think they'll give a good fight. Obviously, Jack Grealish being a massive Villa fan he is, I think it'd mean more to him if to stay up. Do you know what I mean? Like to keep your boyhood club up. So I think, in other words, I think Villa will go down.
Well, fingers crossed. I mean, at the time of recording, they've got Arsenal to play. I'm not very positive as well. I personally believe they'll go down. But looking at the Blues side of things before we go, we talked about them Bellingham going to Dortmund. They need to lure a manager in, as we said, with experience, potentially add a few players to then contend for those promotion places. Let's get your thoughts on it, being that you're a Birmingham City fan. Where do you think they'll finish next season? Where do you think they'll potentially head towards in the league?
To be honest, I saw loads of people saying we're going down, but with a positive mindset, I think we'll just edge it. We'll keep up on the last day. Obviously, Bellingham is going, so we want to keep us on a high and keep us in the league for next season. But I think I can see we're just edging it again, like we always do on the last day. It's gone a regular thing for us over the years.
Yeah, I remember that famous, I think it was yourselves, Forest and Brentford trying to escape the relegation. That was a poignant moment, really, for all clubs.
Yeah, that was Bolton away. I was there as well.
Wow.
Yeah, but unfortunately, I went to the loo just before we scored the winner. So I was in the tunnel when it happened. I went at the front because I was front row seats when it happened. But I went to the loo and I was like, Jesus.
Imagine the noise, the vibration, it would be intense.
So I was just running around by the turnstiles going, yeah, it's a probably bit of a mad fun, to be honest.
Fair play. Although that is Corey's life story. Make sure you leave your comments down below and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Thank you very much, Corey, for coming on. I really appreciate it.
Thanks for inviting me. Thank you.
Well, most importantly, stay safe, stay well, and for Corey's sake specifically, Up the Villa. Up the Villa.
What I keep being too caught up